What is going on? Welcome to Bruce Room, where we get into the nitty gritty of who the artists and creatives are in the Aussie scene. I am Bru, aka the Culture Black Kid, and today we have Natasha Bianca. She is an Italian, Australian pop R&B singer-songwriter, posted up in Adelaide, who has continually been on the up and up. You might have seen her as the Triple J Unearth awardee as a spot at Listen Out this year, and if not, at least all over your socials through the promo from her most recent single, Bounce. Natasha, how are you doing? Like, for real, for real, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing amazing. What an intro. Thanks, bro.
That's all right. That's all
That's
right.
a great intro. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah, I gotta come correct.
Love it. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Still hustling out in these streets,
Oh
keeping
yeah.
the scene in check with,
Oh yeah.
whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, for sure. How has your 2023 been? Cliche question alert. Yeah, how's your 2023 been?
It's been a roller coaster, man. It's been
Mm,
an absolute roller coaster. It's just crazy. You never kind of prepare yourself for the year that's coming ahead. Like, as
mm,
much as you like manifest and like, you always like you start the year in a hype and like we're gonna do all of this, and like it's been a wild year, and one that like I'm truly thankful for. I've gotten on some like awesome opportunities. I feel like I've just grown so much this year, but it hasn't always been, flowers and rainbows.
of
We've
course.
definitely had our fair share of, lows, but that's life. And you also feel like you don't, but you need to experience the lows to appreciate the highs. So,
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, I
yeah,
can I can relate to that a little bit. I think I've had a really, really, really great 2023, but
yeah,
there's been some definitely low moments. But like you said, that's life. That's
yeah,
life.
yeah,
You just
yeah.
roll with the punches and yeah.
I think this is the first year like completely out of like restrictions, because I think even like 2022, early 2022, we had some sort of restrictions and still
Mm,
QR codes and stuff. I feel like this is the first year people were like touring and
yeah.
doing shows, and
Yeah.
like we're finally getting international acts coming in, which is like wild since we haven't had anything for like 3 years. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's been wild. It's been a
It
great
has.
year.
It has. It feels like we're properly outside. Like
Yes, like proper outside. We
yeah.
outside, all right.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Well, in this show, we kind of get into, like I said in the opening tag, it's not a regular interview where I'm like, so tell me about your latest release. We try and get a little bit deeper, allow the
Yeah.
people to get to know you as a person a little bit
Yeah.
more. And I'm still working on this, but I'm not able to travel interstate. I'm in Sydney currently, and like I said, you're in Adelaide.
Mhm.
Technically, you were my first interstate guest. Um,
Yes. Yo,
uh,
that's insane. Thank
yeah.
you.
That's all right. That's all right. And when I finally have the chance, maybe I'll travel to Adelaide. We can redo it then. But one
Yeah.
of the things I like to do is, if I'm in person with someone, is for them to choose a location that means a lot to them to shoot the interview there. So seeing as I can't do
Mm.
that, I guess my first in pre-question is, where would you have chosen if I was in Adelaide and we were able to do the interview?
I I have some mates that are in like some really cool studios,
Mm,
and I think the studio just always feels home. I probably would have picked there. Um, yeah. Otherwise, like, come chill at our house and we can chat on the couch or something. Not in a weird way or
no,
anything, but
definitely not.
like just, but like I probably would pick the stew.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice, nice, nice. Is there any like? I know there's probably so many memories, but is there a particular memory that like stands out that's like, yeah, okay, that solidifies the spot?
It's weird because as much as like I live in Adelaide, but like I do all my recording in Sydney.
Oh
So
wow, okay.
I don't do any of my work out of,
Oh,
yeah, pretty much Adelaide. I've like been in studios
mhm,
like here for like some other smaller
mhm.
things, and like rehearsal rooms and such. But pretty much all of my recording has been in Sydney. So, but there would be like a few studios that I do have like I love, and they're just like, and also they're friends of mine, so I like to support their business. So
For
if I
sure.
have like writing sessions or rehearsal spaces, I'll go and pick their studios and support them and put money back into Adelaide. Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Which
Yeah.
studio out in Sydney do you record at? I'm just
So
curious.
I work with incredible producers. They're my besties, Danny Duke and Chunky Love.
Ah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. I
yeah,
know.
the
I haven't
goats.
met Danny, but I met
Yeah.
Chunky. Yeah.
Oh, they're just insane. I absolutely love them. And my co-writer Erin. So my co-writer, she was from Adelaide, and then she moved to Sydney, and that's how like we all kind of caught up all throughout 21 and 2022, where we've made pretty much majority of my songs. But then she's also done her own travel. She was living in like UK for a minute. She's now living in Melbourne. Like she's doing all of her traveling as well. But yeah, we all like kind of come together when we're in Sydney. Yeah.
Dope. Well, shout out to the crew.
Yeah, shout out to the crew. Can't do it without you.
For sure. All right. Let's get into the, my first proper intro question to you, which is, what percentage of yourself do you think your circle really knows about you, seeing as we're speaking about the crew?
Talking about like my crew within like my within the guys for like music.
Like your inner circle. No.
Oh, like my inner circle.
Your inner
Okay.
circle. Yeah.
Look, my inner circle is my family. So they have to know me.
Yeah.
But as a matter of like, I may be going through some shit that I don't feel like sharing.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm gonna say maybe like 70 to 80%. Okay. Like I do keep myself quite guarded as well. But they know me like as my character and whatnot. So yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And seeing as you kind of brought up a character, and it seems like you do have that separation between Natasha the person and Natasha the artist.
Yeah.
How much of that percentage do you think you have shared in your music so far?
Oh, that's a great one. As Natasha Bianca. So it's very odd. So when I was first tapping into songwriting, majority of my songs are all about like my own experiences. But then kind of recently also I feel like I've jumped on this like bad bitch wagon, and I love being on that wagon.
Yeah.
And also because I feel like because I've gone through shit, I don't like to talk about that. I'm kind of semi-blocking off this other half of myself, which I'm not expressing in my music, but the songs that I am writing at the moment about like self-empowerment and more
fun stuff.
Like that kind of helps me get over my shit as well. Just remind myself like, yeah, you are a bad bitch.
Yeah.
Type thing. So kind of just like that. And that's also got to be, that's where I kind of separate like Natasha and Natasha Bianca. So like she's like that alter ego, she's that baddie, whatever. But like the shit that I have been through in my life, I might write about it one day, but like I know there's some things that is just like I don't like to go back into like negative and like depressing moments. I'm sounding like I'm making it sound like I've gone through something traumatic, which I like haven't. But just like general things. I rather write about positive things and like it's my songwriting. Like as much as it's a reflection on myself and my character, there are some parts of myself where I probably would like haven't been so open about. So yeah, but that might be to come. That might be something that's to come in the future. And I might break down and write a whole sad album. Who knows? You
never know. You never know. No, for sure. All right. Well, we're about to get into the main section of this show. We're gonna take it back to primary school days. Got a little show and tell that we're about to do. Natasha's hopefully brought some items to go with some questions that I've sent, and if not, at least some dope stories to go along with it. So to kick it off, number one, what is something that represents who you are as a person?
Okay, I've got two. Actually, I've got a few for like most of my questions, but this one's hilarious. I have to start off with, this is sauce. I'm sauce. Italian. It's sauce. I'm Italian. Yeah. So I wouldn't be where I am without like my heritage and my background. My family, obviously. And that's like a tradition we do. We make sauce. We make wine, we make sausage. Like it's just part of family tradition. So that's just a little something on an insight to myself because I'm Italian and pasta is life.
Prime sauce, like the best sauce? Like, because I know Italian, obviously, Italians are famous for their sauces, but what's like the creme de la creme of the sauces?
We just do the one recipe.
Oh,
So it's just
you just
like
keep
your
it
standard
consistent.
red sauce. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just like batches, and like we will make like hundreds and hundreds of these.
Oof.
So and then yeah, so it's like one big processing day,
Yep.
and we just like bottle heaps of sauces, and then that keeps us for like the entire year.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah. So that's number one. And then another little insight to myself. So it's funny because I made this at the start of the year.
Hmm.
It's just a little mood board I've done.
Fire. Love it.
So it's just to like, this is like my motivation. It's my goal. It's like, it's just the dream, it's a vision. It's just how that represents me
Hmm.
is like, I'm just always a hardworking person. I'm always on my grind. I'm always on my hustle. And like that is just like a representation of like where we're going. And yeah.
Nice, nice. What's one thing on that board that you've ticked off that you're like, yes, I'm super proud of myself for doing that? And what's one thing that, I mean, it's November when we're recording this, that maybe you haven't ticked off yet, but you're like, okay, that's all right. Maybe I could hit next year, or maybe I still got a little bit of time.
So the one that I'm super proud of is my festival slots. And that was one thing on there that was like, I'm dying to get on the big stage.
Yep.
So that was like one thing is like a huge tick.
Definitely.
Yeah, I've got recording on there. We've done heaps of recording. And then I have all other I have all other things. One thing that I haven't done, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna say that because that might be too calm. Moving out of state.
Right.
That's a big goal for me, and hopefully I can move more like closer into the industry and stuff.
Definitely.
So yeah.
Definitely. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Always love a good mood board, keeps things in perspective. And it's also good to have that physical representation that you can keep looking at. I love sticky notes myself. So
yeah. It's so good. I've never done like a mood board before. And at the start of the year, I was like feeling a bit gross. And I was like, I'm gonna do myself a mood board.
Yeah.
And then it's just wild. Like, you come across things that you haven't, but it's fine. We can just change the 23 to 24 and keep the same mood board.
No, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
It is one of those things that you look at and you're like, that seems like some goofy shit. And then you actually do it and you're like, yo, this is helping so much.
It also like helps you backtrack to like how I was feeling in that moment when I was like doing it as well. And it's like, damn, like you have come like such a long way in like a couple of months. So it's a good nice little reminder as well.
Definitely. All right. Number 2, what's the last sentimental gift that you received from someone?
Again, I've got 2. I probably have 2 for like all of these.
I love it.
So I'd rather come prepared than I'm underprepared. So this isn't really it's a gift. It's a gift, but I also I've got a lot of t-shirts in my presentation. So like bear with me. This one it's an I'm at Ellen. Oh, yeah. I managed to get into the Ellen show back in 2018. And it was wild. And this means so much to me because we travel. I was with my family and we travel with another couple of ours. Family friends of ours who are a couple, and she unfortunately passed away due to cancer. And the Ellen show was her biggest highlight of the trip.
Wow.
So these like means just like a whole other big meaning for us. It was wild that we got to go to the Ellen show because it was completely unplanned. We met some people out to dinner who worked on the Ellen show, and then they got us tickets for the show the next day.
Oh, that's dope.
So that was like, it was wild, and that was like her highlight. And also when we were in New York, we went and saw School of Rock Festival. Dope. Musical.
Dope.
So we've got a little So that's just like a bit of it's a really great musical. Like it was really, really great. So that's like one part of like a sentimental gift. And then another one, this is hilarious. This is actually my merch. So this is my Girl Like Me tee.
Okay.
And it's funny because I didn't actually design this whatsoever. My partner, my boyfriend, surprised me one day when I was coming home, and he had all of these t-shirts lined up of this design because it's actually like an not animated. I don't know really how to like describe it, but I mentioned to him I wanted to do t-shirts for my first single, Girl Like Me. And he was like, no, don't do it. Don't waste your money. No one's going to buy t-shirts. I was like, but it's my first single and I really want to do it. Like you only have that first single, like your debut single. You only have that feeling once, like ever. and I just kind of wanted to have like something with it that would always, you know, remind me, or like, you know,
Mm,
just something to have. Um, and then he like fully convinced me that no one would want to buy my merch, because the whole time he was surprising me,
yeah.
and making these t-shirts.
Yeah.
So that's just like another little like kind
Classic.
of, yeah,
Classic.
yeah,
I
classic
love that.
stitch up.
That's
So
a
yeah,
OG boyfriend move. It's definitely
I know,
something I'd do
I
with my partner.
know.
Be
Yeah,
like,
it was super sweet. So that's kind of the only thing I've like thought of like sentimental, if
no,
that makes sense.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Back to the first one, the Ellen one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like I totally understand that. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm not sure when it was, but still. Yeah, I get that. Because my grandma passed away not too long ago as well, and
Yeah.
the room that I'm actually currently in right now, or the apartment, I guess, that is where she used to live when she was before she went to the home, and that like this picture. I'm South African, and this is like a custom like drawing that she had that was on her wall, and then she
Uh,
took to her home, and then I really wanted it after she passed. So yeah,
I'm so sorry, but that's such a beautiful story.
yeah. So I guess that's
It's
my
just those little, yeah, it's those little
yeah.
things that's like, and just it means, yeah, the meaning's so much more rather than just a picture on the wall.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
it's
yeah,
like something, I saw when I was a kid. I was like, yeah, I remember this drawing, and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So no,
yeah.
I totally get the definitely the sentimentality of that, and it's amazing that you got to experience that, and that um
Share that
they
memory
were
with
able to.
her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
And in regards to the shirt thing, that's just fun. It's funny. It's really funny. Like I said, it's just
Yeah,
classic
classic
boyfriend
stitch up.
move. The
Full on convinced me that no one's going to want to buy t-shirts from me because I'm a nobody. And I was like, oh, okay.
the gaslighting
And then
is
he like, seriously. And then he had like all these racks like set up in this room. And he was home like here. I was like, what are you doing? Like, and he was like full on like trying to tell me to come upstairs. And he was playing my song like on my laptop, somehow like logged into my laptop and was like playing Girl Like Me, and was like, yeah, it was really sweet. And I was
that's
like,
dope.
I'm taking that design and I'm selling them and making t-shirts. So
No, for sure, for sure.
yeah,
Having a partner that's that supportive is
it's
always
great.
so nice as like a not just a musician, but like just a creative in general. Like no matter what
Yeah,
creative field you're in, because
yeah,
it's like, oh, you're not just looking at me and like, oh, you're just doing music or you're doing whatever, and it's like, do
yes,
your little thing. It's like, oh no, I can see you truly care about this thing, and
yeah,
I want to back
yeah.
you no matter what.
Yeah,
So
100. And he's been, you know, through every high and every low. Before I started releasing my own music, he saw me doing, pub gigs and stuff, and
mm,
like he's just been with me through this entire journey. He's really incredible. Yeah.
that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. He's a real
Cool.
one.
Shout
Shout
out
out to
to your
homeboy.
man's. Yeah. All right. Number 3. What's the first most important piece of equipment that you ever bought or received?
Oh, I should have done the receive one, but it's totally fine. But I think we all know what this is going to be.
Yep. It's a
The good old
microphone.
microphone. So
Classic.
this is the one that I first bought.
Hmm.
I actually do have my very first mic somewhere in this room.
Hmm.
Again, it's a Sennheiser, but it was just way too old in the end that I had to upgrade.
Hmm.
And this has been my bestie for plenty of years, and now I have upgraded to, I don't know if it's much of an upgrade, but I've now got a, got myself
Ah,
a
nice.
wireless one. So for my shows now, I love wireless mics. I hate being wired. I can't stand being
Ugh.
wired. I need to do my thing, and I can't like do my thing if I'm like getting caught up in, you
Hmm.
know. So this is my upgrade, and also for like hygiene reasons. Like so many musicians, is like singers will be sick, and then we'll share the same mic, and it's just
Yep.
like, oh. So if I just bring my own mic, like my own shows, it's just a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's probably my trusty purchase. That
Ah, dope.
yeah, yeah, my
Um,
first piece of equipment, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more after that of microphones. Yeah.
no, for sure, for sure. Um, Seeing as you brought it up, has there been a situation on stage where with a wired mic where you got caught up and it's like, yeah, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, I just can't do it. I like to do my thing, and then I find like I'm just like twirling and just getting caught, and then like you're stepping over and you like have to move it. Like it's just, oh, it's just it's just frustrating. I just don't like it. I'm not
No,
for
I
it.
agree.
Like, if I was just on like, if it was on like just a mic stand and I just was performing like that, then like no worries. But like I move, I
Yeah.
do a fair bit on stage, so it's just like not ideal to be wide.
No, definitely, definitely. I agree. I'm, if ask anyone who's seen me perform, I jump all over the place, and if I could
Yeah,
jump in the crowd and run up, down, right back onto the
and do
stage,
backflips,
back,
and
yeah,
yeah, we'll do it all. Yeah,
100%. And
yeah,
yeah, the wide mic definitely definitely impedes that, and
yeah,
everyone should have wireless mics. That should be something the
yeah.
government hands out to all all artists.
Exactly. Investment in twice. We all need. You get a wireless mic. You get a wireless mic.
No, for sure, for sure. But that's cool. All right. Number 4. What's an object from or that represents one of your favorite gigs or sessions?
I think we know what this is going to be. I told you there's going to be heaps of t-shirts.
Oof,
So,
here we go.
so my very first festival, Groove in the Moon.
Fire.
So I'm doing a thing where I'm like collecting all t-shirts from all my festivals that I've done, and of course we know what this one's going to be. So listen in, listen out.
Yep. Fire. Dope.
Yeah, my name's not on either of them, but one day there will be.
No, for sure. Manifest.
Exactly. So
how was the experience of both of those? Yeah. Start with Groovin, I guess, seeing as was the first.
Incredible. So Groovin, it was on a smaller stage. It wasn't like the bigger stage, but it was still the most incredible experience. That it was such a great first festival. Like the backstage crew were like amazing. Everyone was so like helpful and just so friendly. Like huge credits to the whole Groove of the Moo team. They're literally just all beautiful people. The festival, well, again, I don't know what goes on with like logistics side of things, but I felt like everything kind of ran smoothly. Like it was such a great first experience, because I didn't know my artist pass could get me like anywhere within the festival. So when there was someone who had done festivals who I was hanging out with, another DJ that was also on the stage that I was on, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go side stage." I was like, "You can't do that." And she goes like, "No, you really can." I was like, "What?" So and then as soon as I figured that out, I was like side stage for like nearly every performance I wanted to see. I was meeting all the artists that I wanted to meet. It was just like a wild experience having like, you're in the same room as like all these huge artists like that you like see on your phone and screen, and it's just like, it was a really just weird feeling surreal, being on the other side. Yeah, it's so surreal, surreal. The whole thing that was really like awesome, and a great insight to see like how festivals also kind of run, and like information that they need, just like contacts and like who's your direct point of contact and whatnot. Like it was very insightful to see like how things like run.
Sure. And
then listening was just like a whole other level of just like craziness. That was my first like big stage, boy stage. And it just felt like home. It was the wildest feeling ever, and I wasn't expecting that many people at all. Like at all, because I'm obviously being like one of the first act on, like not like no one really rocks up that early. I had the benefit though that listening started later, so a lot of people did rock up. A lot of people did rock up like pretty much from start. So I didn't know, I was literally expecting probably like a handful, like 30 people or something, just like a few people that would get, and it wasn't until I went side stage that I saw the amount of people, and that was the first time like I was like, holy can I swear in this?
Yes,
probably not.
You ready?
Okay. Holy shit. Oh, have I? I'm sorry. I can't.
People always ask that.
It's
so funny. That just a side note. People always ask like midway through the interview, "Wait, can I swear?" And they've been swearing the whole time.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're totally fine. Yes, you can swear.
It's a very bad habit. So I'm like, oh wait, can I swear?
No, you're fine.
I'm so sorry. Because like the lead up to listening, I was just so ready. Like I felt so ready. And it's so weird because low-key I've been manifesting that since like last year. Like I already knew, and I already told myself I'm performing. So I was waiting for the phone call. As weird as that sounds, like I
Yeah.
really just knew that I was going to get it.
Hmm.
And then the whole lead up, the whole like, you know, rehearsing and whatever, I wasn't nervous one bit. Whereas
Hmm.
grooving, I was nervous.
Yeah.
I just felt so ready. The day of, I was just so excited, like
Hmm.
not nervous. I didn't get nervous until I was like side stage and I saw the amount of people and I was like, yeah, like shit, this is real shit. Like this is go
Yeah.
time. And then like I just hearing and feeling like the first song of mine and like the
Hmm.
intro, because I've always just like dreamt of that moment, like feeling what it feels like on that big stage,
Hmm.
and then to actually live it, it was like this is just like it was an out of body experience. It was wild. And then my dancers got on and the crowd was screaming, and I was like, why are people screaming? Like, you don't know who I am. And then I got on and they were screaming some more. I was like, do they think I'm someone else?
Yeah.
Like they were going crazy. They were giving me so much energy. There was like a couple of thousand people there. It was just
Wow.
like it was, yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better experience. It was really just everything I've ever dreamt of.
That's fire. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And it's something
Yeah.
that, every performer, would dream of to
Dreams of,
get
yeah.
that, first reception at like,
Feeling.
yeah,
Feeling. Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Is there a local artist that you met at either of those festivals that you're like, oh my goodness, it was great to meet you? And is there an international artist that you met that you're like, oh my goodness?
There actually wasn't any other local artists in
Mm,
Listen In, I don't believe. They were
okay.
all international.
Hmm.
I really, really wanted to meet Ice, but I didn't.
Of course.
But I pretty much met everyone else, and everyone else is super, super friendly.
Hmm.
Like Piri's so sweet.
Hmm.
Yeah, I got like went up to Skrillex. And I was like, this is mad. Like, what is happening? I was hanging with Friction and his team for like nearly the whole day. Like, it was just wild to just be amongst like. Oh, did you see the whole Marks like scenario of what happened in Adelaide?
Mm-mm.
Of like, oh my god, it's terrible. So he pretty much got booed off stage in Adelaide. It was
Oh, wow.
yeah. So yeah, it was. I don't think people understood his set because he makes all of his music on the spot.
Right. Oh, Mark
Yeah,
Rebier.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Did you see what happened?
no, I didn't see that, but
No,
I know that he does that.
he's dope.
Wow.
He's so great. And I spoke to him before he went on. And then I was like backstage for his first half of his set, and we just heard all of this commotion and all this screaming. And like you just hear all these like people on the mic like, get off the stage, like yelling, like screaming stupid shit. And we're like, from backstage, we're like, what the hell is going on? So we like went side stage and we saw like Mark was down in the audience, like handing all like these kids the mic, and they were like just screaming whatever, because apparently they were all like get off and like booing because they just didn't understand his set. And Ice Spice was directly after him. So I
Yeah,
think
they
the
were amped.
mentality was, if we get him off, she'll come on sooner. But that's not the
That's not
case
how it
because
works.
festival has schedule.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he kind of instigated it a little bit because he was like, Ice Spice cancelled this, like cancelled Australia, everyone, because Adelaide was first. Like I think he just
Yeah.
kind of like ruffled some feathers.
Mhm.
But then on the end, like at the end, he was like, he made a beat saying like, we want Ice Spice, and it was just, he had to get off stage though because people just kept throwing bottles and
Oh,
like water, and
wow.
like it was like wetting his equipment. So like, yeah, they pretty much were like, dude, you have to like get off now.
Yeah.
I felt terrible. I went up
That's
to him after. I
unfortunate.
was like, I'm so sorry on behalf of everyone in Adelaide. I was like, I loved your set. Like, it was wild. I felt terrible. There's like all videos on like TikTok and Twitter
Yeah.
and whatnot. It's pretty embarrassing. Like
It
it's
is.
very embarrassing, actually.
Yeah.
Very embarrassing. And I think he like paid out Australia throughout the rest of, he paid out Adelaide throughout the rest of the Australian tour. I'm pretty sure he did a song like fuck Adelaide or like something like that. But hey, actually we deserved it. If we treated him like that, then
Yeah,
it's
that's
so
unfortunate.
sad.
That is very
I
unfortunate.
hate to be
Yeah.
booed off stage. It's
No,
horrible.
definitely. And as someone who's so creative in the scene, like in
So
like the
creative.
internet, like
Yes,
in globally,
everywhere. Yeah,
like
like no one can do what he does.
no,
He's probably like the most talented person there. Like he's
yeah,
making everything on the spot, and they just
yeah,
booed him off. I was like, damn guys, you just
yeah.
didn't get it. Like
That's
it's very
unfortunate.
sad.
That's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
very.
Oh well, aside from that, I'm glad that the the rest of the experience for you
That was a
was
very long speech. I'm so
yeah.
sorry,
No,
but
that's
yeah,
all
it
right.
was wild. It was wild. Yeah. In short, it was insane.
No,
Yeah.
that okay. Fair enough. And number five, what is something that represents your dreams, aspirations within your field?
Gonna bring out these babies.
Fire.
They're my artist passes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're manifesting many of these.
Mm. Nice,
Having
nice,
like
nice.
having a wall of like artist passes will be like fire.
You should get you should get next time you go to a thing because I'm a sports fan and I love
Mm-hmm.
memorabilia and stuff like that. You should get
Mm-hmm.
two shirts, one that you can wear and one that you can get people to sign, and then you frame it.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that from now on. That's
And then
yes.
you put like a plaque on the bottom. This performed this dates.
I know that's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to figure out, like what I'm trying to do from like now to like when I
Mhm.
get to do like all the bigger festivals. Like, what is my thing that I'm going to collect from like every festival? So
Yeah.
that's why I started a tease. I'm
Mm.
obviously going to keep hold of my artist passes, but I'm like, well, what else can I like keep
Yeah.
as memorabilia?
Yeah. No,
Yeah, that's
collecting
insane.
things are dope. But yeah, I I
Yeah.
think that could be cool. Is there a gig that's like the dream event to perform at?
Mm. I
Local,
mean, are we
international.
talking? Okay, local. Well, you know what? My dream was to do Listen Out, and I did
Okay.
it.
What's
So that's wild. But
next?
hey, but I would love to do. I would love to tour, like do the full tour
Mhm.
of Listen Out. Like oh my god, like any festival experience. Oh my god, sold out. How did I not think of that? Sold
Mm.
out.
Okay.
Have the most wild lineup right now.
Mm.
They're going on tour. That would be a dream.
Mhm.
But like international, oh my god, like Coachella. Like
Yep.
I think everyone's gonna say that, let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Pretty
But
much.
they have the wildest festivals over there. But
Mm.
yeah, it's wild because Listen Out was one I was like, that was my dream. Like I
Mm.
have to get that. Yeah. So the next one is to do the full tour of Listen Out. That will be wild.
That'll be fine. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Dope. Dope.
Yeah.
Like I said, manifesting some more badges.
Manifest.
Yeah,
Manifesting.
definitely.
For sure.
All right. All right. Couple more questions.
Yeah.
So what is a personal moment that stands out to you that has impacted your music in a certain way?
Look, my next single is called Boys Club, and there's a reason for that.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
Yeah. If you kind of get the hint.
Mhm.
Just like the whole like men in the industry and not even just in the industry, like even in my personal life with just we're all about female empowerment, and that's what the EP's like coming. My EP that's coming is all about female empowerment. So
Mhm.
yeah, so I think that's really shaped myself and my music. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not gonna ask a moment because I think that's seeing as you were hesitant to
I can tell you
say
I
it
can
in
tell you off
general,
record, but it's
yeah, no, definitely.
Sure.
I don't want to be TMZ. Uh, but yeah, I totally get that, and I'm here for a record like that as a male in the industry. Because yeah, as much as 2023 is still a time where things have progressed, there's a lot of progression in things. There's also a lot of non-progression, and it's
and
like,
don't get me wrong, I work with some incredible guys. Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying
No,
it's
definitely not.
And but yeah,
it's one of those like, if you feel offended, then it's for you. But if you don't, and you know who you are, like, and you're good, it's like cool, yeah, just you'll enjoy the song.
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Sorry, that was a very like I was teasing you a lot with that answer. So I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Like you said, you share what you feel you need to share, and I'm not gonna force anything out of you. That's unnecessary.
Good.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure to chop it up with you. Here is where I kind of you can let the people know what's coming up, what is out.
Yeah.
What's up?
For sure. So we just released Bounce.
Yep.
Go listen to Bounce. It is a banger. It has to get you moving. If it doesn't, then yep. So Bounce is out. Go stream Bounce. It is super fun, super flirty, super sexy, just like it's just all about the good vibes. It's fun. It's a very fun song. Coming up next month is my next release. It is called Boys Club. And I'm excited to share that one. So we're in EP mode at the moment. We're rolling out the songs to my EP, which will be out next year.
Fire.
And then we've got it. Stay tuned. We've got another 2 before the whole EP is released.
Dope. Well, yeah. Stay tuned for that. Like I just said. Where can the people find you at?
Everywhere. Natasha Bianca on socials, streaming platforms. Natasha Bianca across all platforms.
Fire. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on. I have
Thank
been
you.
Rue, aka the Culture Black Kid. This is Rue's Room, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Thank you. See ya.